Data makes the problem impossible to ignore. We have been seeing gender-based violence everywhere, and the huge issue about data on gender violence and gender inequality is that most cases are not even reported. So we have a statistic by UN Women that says that 1 in 3 women will face abuse at least once in their lifetimes. However, 80% of the cases are not even reported. So maybe we're talking about one every woman will suffer something at least once in their lifetime. How do we deal with that data gap that you were just mentioning? And how can we move forward with public policies, government policies, increasing public safety, private safety, if we don't know the issue? Um, and I love that that space of civil society organization, because what we did was crowd mapping. So we gave women everywhere a voice anonymously. Currently, we have 50,000 stories in our apps called Safe City, and we collect, analyze, and map geographically violence against women and girls, and all genders, but mostly cases of violence against women and girls. And what we notice is that importance of data and bringing that agenda forward. And I think when we talk about the G20 agenda, I think everything that we talked this morning is very related to gender. We cannot ignore the gender portion of it, right? And and especially when talking about advancing SDGs. And what we see today is that in terms of public policy, we have a bunch of things on domestic violence, on rape, on most serious instances, but we don't have anything on commenting, on taking photos without your consent, with touching and groping in public transportation. And 95% of the cases of the stories that we hear through Safe City are these types of violence. And how can we improve policy making? How can we know what we can't see, right? How can we um, do something about it? So we've been working with governments all over the world, especially with the government of the Philippines, the government of India. Um, we've been working with the US and in some small mayor's offices here in Brazil to improve that safety. One case, and I want to bring here to Brazil, is one of our chapters. They're based in the countryside of Minas Gerais, and they were mapping violence, trying to gather that data. And there was a space that was just considered really dangerous. We mapped that area and found a human trafficking ring. So that data that was not there, that information that was not there, then was brought to light. And then now police can take action. We can bring more lighting. We can bring more safety for all of those women and girls. So when we're talking about data and bringing that other perspective, and this morning we talked a lot about how do we make all of our processes, tech processes, more inclusive. We have to talk about the voices that are not being heard. We have to remember that data represents people, people with real issues. They're not just numbers. So with that, based on that, we're able to really understand where we're coming from, where people are coming from, and create policies, create change that is systemic. It's not just covering a pothole, but actually fixing the issue. So